Hey, what's up? I got some more lore content for you guys. I've been getting a lot of comments recently about new players getting into the game and enjoying my beginner decks videos, so I wanted to double down and make even more expansive guides for players to jump in and start figuring out what decks to build. I plan on covering one region at a time so that I can explain the general idea of what the region is trying to do, the deck archetypes associated with it, and to allow players to choose what direction they want to go in the region rewards path. Noxus, Demacia, Freljord, Shadow Isles, Ionia, P&Z, Bilgewater, Targon, and Shurima have all been covered, so check out those if you're interested. And now we're moving on to the final region, Bandle City. General Bandle strategies include lots of cards that generate more cards in hand, insane utility, draw, removal, a silence basically, you name it, this region has it, and, you guessed it, lots and lots of Yordles. Before I get into the Bandle City decks for beginners and intermediate players, if you're new, please consider hitting the subscribe button to stay up to date with my content. I make deck profiles, beginner-friendly videos, gameplay highlights, and other lore-related stuff. The road to 5,000 subs is over. Thank you so much for subscribing and being here. Next is our journey to 10k. This is the only channel where you can get my specific style of content and in-depth guides, so you won't regret subbing. I also stream on Twitch often, so check me out over there if you're looking for live gameplay of someone who's hit Master Tier every season, even peaking rank 1 a while back. Quick premise before I talk about the deck specifically, for super new players I have a tip for you. When you copy a Legends of Runeterra deck code from anywhere, it auto-saves to your clipboard. All you need to do is click on Import Deck once you already have copied the code, and the client will automatically insert the deck for you. The cool thing is, it will show you what cards you're missing so that you can work on resources in order to fully make the deck. Last side note, these decks are not meant to be craftable day one, as that is not realistic. I'm showcasing decks that can be made after a couple weeks of play, so you have to work towards each of them, some more than others. These are easy to learn, play, and craft decks compared to what else is out there, so with that we can finally talk about the first one. Alright, so for the first deck I have for you is Bandle Burn. One of the decks that I have been climbing with recently. I hit Master Tier with it last season, covered a variation of it that included Poppy, but ever since Poppy's nerf, it's gotten a new look with Teemo, Bandle Commando, like a random House Spider in here, and we changed up the numbers of tenor as well because this card got hit a while back. So yeah, it's pretty aggressive burn style, of course. Just want to play super aggressive units, you want to play fast, you want to swarm the board as much as possible, hit really hard, and then use the Noxus burn spells in order to close out the games. It's using the very strong Ziggs Bandle champion, being a 3-mana 3/4 insane stats, also deals 1 damage to the enemy unit that's blocking it, and 1 quick damage to the enemy nexus, which adds up over the course of a couple attacks. So yeah, Ziggs quite nice. Teemo's pretty good too, since we do play around Puff Caps a little bit in the deck. Puff Caps just hitting the opponent's face in the mid-late game can single-handedly win you some games, especially coupled with the Lecturing Yordle Poison Dart. So yeah, this is the deck I recommended way back in the Noxus decks for beginners. I said if you want to play something a little bit more refined and modern than Pirate, definitely look no further than this one. We have cards that generate more cards via the Manifest, and yeah, it's pretty easy to build, pretty easy to play. You only need the 6 champions, and honestly Teemo can be replaced with something else. You really just need the Ziggs for the power pressured play on turn 3, and then, you know, just the rest of it, pretty easy to craft, pretty easy to build, and very easy to play. Alright, let's get to burning. So we are fighting our really hard matchup in Anivia. Now, it's not impossible, it's just quite difficult. So we're not going to play Saboteur probably because the chance of her getting Vile Feasted is very high. I'm also going to pitch the Fervor and just go for 1s and 2s and 3s that are a little bit better. Rearguard's great. Stone Stackers is actually the best unit we have because he doesn't die to Avalanche, which we will be playing around. Cool. Now turn 1 is pretty normal, so we'll play our Stone Stackers. Against Freljord, you really just want your 3 and 4 HP units. So if he blocks here, that would mean he's on like Ice Shard or something. Alright, just takes out our 3/2, which is A-okay. Bandle City Mare, that's interesting. Another Sentry. Sentry I believe is fine. We should do Mare here. We can set up Telescope, we can do Poro Sled on 4 instead of Ziggs, that's also quite good. I kind of like the idea of Telescope. Like Telescope would bait Avalanche instantly, right? but Ziggs doesn't. Let's do Ziggs then. I think Ziggs is better here. Because if we get avalanched, whatever. Stone Stackers and Ziggs are both alive. See if we can get them to play below avalanche mana. They might just whip it out anyways, to be honest. Which they can do if they so desire. Tavern Keeper. Okay, so no avalanche. Don't have to worry about this turn, so we can extend a little bit further. I'm thinking Pokestick 2-1 is good. I'm also thinking Telescope is good. I kind of want a Pokestick 2-1. That saves me a little bit more HP, and it does a little bit more damage because I'm taking away a blocker that would block at the very least 2. We're on double decimate, that's good. Full swing. It's okay if our Bandle City Mare dies. We just want to push as hard as we can. This is also fine. Okay. Alright. No problems so far. Punchologist is really good here. Another heal. Lots of heals. We'll do Conchologist. Electro Harpoon, no thank you. Apprehend for Anivia. Weapon Hilt for damage. Good options. I kind of like the Weapon Hilt just to push more. We can use it here, to be honest. Just a block. It doesn't make a lot of sense. We're fine taking it. Play the Telescope, maybe. What if we get avalanched? Not the worst thing in the world. Moonsilver's cool. Minion's cool. We'll take the Moonsilver. Might be able to manipulate our hand a little bit. Triple Sentry, okay. Pokestick. It's very interesting. I don't know how good my open attack is. I don't know if it's good enough. I think we could do something like Pokestick first. See what happens. Because we could get an avalanche here. Anivia, so no avalanche. I'm kind of vibing with the Tenor then. Tenor's like the most possible damage right now. And if we get Vile Feasted right here, then we can replace this slot with Rearguard, so it's pretty much optimal. Go for it like this. We also have Moonsilver Weapon Hilt in hand. Anivia was a really high investment play. Alright. 7 HP already. That's pretty scary. So yeah, let's do our Moonsilver Weapon Hilt. Weapon Hilt here. That pushes down to 5. Good damage.
One for you and one for you.
Overwhelm. Right. Well, everything with 1 HP is dying, so I might as well put something in front of her. I don't want to lose my Tenor. Not really a point. Just to put it in egg form, it's like whatever. Then we'll do Decimate. Withering to heal. Makes sense to me. Alright. Another triple Tavern Keeper. Wow, that is a lot of healing. Let's do this. Let's push where we can, right? Push where we can.
Let's talk about your tab.
Yep. Off the top. Vile Feast here. Interesting choice. Very interesting choice indeed. I have enough mana for Alcat, Demolitionist, and Decimate, huh? That would be exact lethal. Gluttony? That's completely fine. Alcat, do the Decimate. What is it? Box. Ow, my spell shield. It's kind of rude. Not really sure what the point of it was, though. Just to mess up my Alcat? Rude. Alright, so for some closing thoughts, sometimes you can play through bad matchups. I think the Contrologist pick pushed a good amount of damage for me. That was definitely better than the Apprehend, so I'm glad I did that. There's a little bit of skill expression with the deck in knowing what to pick, when to swing, how to develop. It's pretty matchup important as well, because I was playing around Avalanche like the whole time, but of course they didn't play Avalanche on me. However, it was still really good to play around. Just a decent showcase game to show that it is possible to win even control matchups with this deck. It is a very scary burn deck. Alright, so the next deck I have is another aggressive deck, but it has a completely different face and style. This one is definitely more spell heavy. It's got the Dreadweight Deckhand, the Make It Rain. Super important to have the Pokey Stick on standby, Lecturing Yordle, Double Up. This is really interesting. So the community has dubbed this deck as Poke City because it's like Bandle City, but we're playing Pokey Stick from it, and we're playing like a bunch of poke cards that deal 1 to a bunch of things. So it's kind of a cute nickname. Yeah, we basically just want to deal damage to the enemy nexus each and every turn. That way we can get GP leveled. We also have Twisted Fate in here for red card. Red card is really nice at clearing the enemy board, especially when you have powder kegs developed, which will make red card deal extra damage per powder keg that is on your field. Very nice there. It doesn't really look like an aggro deck when you're fighting it, but it really is. And the cool thing about it is it can also out other aggressive decks, because it fights for the board so well with Dreadweight Deckhand Make It Rain combos and Mirai Warden summoning free 1-drops. It's really crazy. It can get out of control. This deck, super powerful. Do not sleep on it. I think it's really good Bilgewater style. If you enjoy Bilgewater, you like the Twisted Fate, you like the Gangplank, but you also want to throw in the nice Bandle City poke cards and the draw and the Lecturing Yordle for fun. It's really cool. Okay, so for Poke City, we got to deal with Ariken and very strong. Very good deck. I feel like none of our removal ever works because of the amount of recalls. Could keep Pokey Stick, to be honest, just to mess with Kennen, try to force something early. Keeping both champions is also fine. So we'll do this. Oh, keeping both champions is not fine. It's alright though. Not a super big deal. Deckhand's always nice. Ideally, this deck wants to attack on odds and also play Crackshot Corsair on attack 1 to get in free damage and the GP level up point. Attacking on evens, never something you want to see in a Gangplank deck, but that's alright. We'll make do. Deckhand plus removal spells, super nice. So next turn we're going into turn 3, and we have 1 extra mana, so we can do Make It Rain and Pokey Stick. So like if Kennen came down, we could bait Pokey Stick, and then get a recall, and then respond with Make It Rain, and outplay. I feel like my entire hand's gonna get pranked though, which kind of sucks. Kind of really sucks. I need to be able to play the cards. Just do Make It Rain then. I don't want to get pranked. If I get pranked, then Make It Rain loses all of its value. I'd be able to force a recall right here and now. Oh, Pokey Stick my powder keg. Oh. Well, you're doing me a favor then, because now I can respond with Pokey Stick. That will deal 2 to Ari, I'll draw, Make It Rain will finish it off. Forcing a second Pokey Stick or a recall here. Got the recall. That is fine. We very much slowed down their game plan. That was a very inefficient turn. So we take those. Chemist. Oh, interesting. Corsair. That's gonna see Chemist. And something in my deck. Frank again. My entire hand is champions. Oh wow. Useless Chemist. That sucks.
I've never tried this chemical before. Got a surprise for him.
Good pranks.
The dragon binds us.
Set him off.
The forest and I are one.
Okay, we red card that.
Deal me in.
Get rid of the heal. Get rid of the eye. Was the play going to be to recall Dragonling? No way, right? Heal 2? Okay. Bye, TF.
I'm out. Something for all of you.
2 steps into moonlight.
Alright. I'll just use my useless Chemist. We can play our GP. Yep.
Neither the flames nor the depths can claim me.
We each hold a world within.
I could do Harley, who's second GP. What if I get Homecominged? I guess that's fine. I would get Homecominged anyways, right? I mean, baiting something with 4 cards in hand's pretty good play. Do I need my second GP though? I might. Probably safer just swing. Makes more sense too. Because my GP's gonna level next turn when Scrappy Bomb goes off. It's concussive, okay. Fine. We got our damage in from Crackshot, so that's great. Definitely love to see that. Only played 1 spell, so no Heal Dragon.
Bilgewater is mine and mine alone.
Get that nice GP level. Oh, that's a lot of doubling up, isn't it? Right. How about we
Trying won't do any good.
block kill Ari? See what happens. I don't mind threatening my GP. Okay. Now we can... Let's see. If we double up here, and I'm just gonna take 5. Let's double up here. This is probably better. 3 cards in hand, has to come up with another out, like another Twin Disciplines or something. It's not likely. Recall, deal 2. I kind of really want to double up that though. Is wasting my second double up worth it? I don't think so. I think I'm actually fine with this just happening. Cool. Let's hit in Pathways. Hit okay. Jagged Butcher.
Like the stink of blood and sweat. Get to it.
Parley, and then we win on open attack. Very nice. That's the right time to use Parley. The only thing would be Homecoming, Monastery, and my GP, right? What are the odds? Oh, or another concussive. That's fine too. We still have lethal. Second concussive palm though. Wait a minute.
I fight with my spirit, not my fists.
Interesting. Interesting. So how about we do double up, make it rain. Same action, it'll resolve backwards, make it rain will happen first, double up will finish it, and then we win. Can't do anything about it. This is focus speed, this is Ari. Make sure to do it in this order, by the way. Okay, so for some closing thoughts about this deck, if you enjoyed the Gangplank deck that I showcased in the Bilgewater Decks for Beginners and Intermediate Players video, highly recommend checking this one out. It's pretty similar, just got some Bandle twist in there. No Sejuani, but we got Twisted Fate for the removal. Sometimes it can help us draw more cards, sometimes it's a stun. Pretty nice versatility there. Yeah, highly recommend trying it out. Alright, so for the final deck I have for you, I have Darkness. I really wanted to mix it up. I played a super aggressive deck, another one that's like pretty aggressive. I wanted to give some diversity, show players the different routes that you can go. So I am now rocking a control deck. I'm choosing Darkness because even of control decks, it's actually very easy to play, at least in my opinion. I'm not very good at control decks at all. It's not my natural play style. I don't gravitate towards control. However, I was able to pick up and learn Darkness pretty easily when it came out and had a good amount of fun with it. So if you're like me and you don't really like control, definitely give it a try. It might be your gateway into the archetype. And if you already like control, then definitely give it a try because it's a lot of fun. The entire point of the deck is to generate this one removal card called Darkness, and you amp it up. You can make it cheaper. You can make it more powerful with like multiple different ways with the Vagar and the Catalyzer, and it's just a reoccurring removal spell on top of the other great removal that we have. Bile Feast, healing for 1, and also creating a 1/1 body. Pokestick, drawing us through the deck for more consistent pulls, right? Hidden Pathways for draw, Withering Wail for just AoE damage and heal, Mini More for our silence, Ishtali Sentinel for heal. It's super simple to play out. So I highly recommend it for players that want to get into control or already enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun. It's really interesting also summoning a bunch of Otterpusses and pranking the enemy, creating more cards that your opponent doesn't know what to play around. Very generation heavy deck that really focuses on having more cards in hand than the opponent and using the resources wisely to whittle down the opponent's resources. Very much a value type deck. Alright, for the Darkness game, we got Akshan Lee Sin combo. We definitely want to keep Catalyzers. The more of those we get in the early game, the harder we win. So we're going to go with those for sure. Pokestick, Contrologist, we just want the Catalyzers and then our champions / Darkness generators. Senna is good. Nice, and the Darkness generator. So like I mentioned in the profile, it's all about creating this Darkness. Catalyzer on strike will grant it extra damage every time we generate it. Super good. I'm pretty sure it goes if you open double Catalyzer and they both hit on turn 3, you just automatically win the game. So maybe we just won off of this, I'm not gonna lie. This feels stacked. My Darknesses are gonna deal 4 immediately. This is the hard mulligan card. Percussive is smart. Okay. Alright, we got a game on our hands. Okay, so our Darknesses everywhere will deal 3. Deep Med? Sure. Let's do a generator here then, we can play Darkness. Oh, they are fishing for their combo pieces.
Bring me your darkness, my Zep comrade.
We can just Darkness and get rid of it. And I guess we open attack, right? That's 9 damage. That's a lot of threat. And our Darkness is huge. Action?
Bring me your darkness, my Zep comrade.
So we're going to force a Notify or deny here. Got the deny. Nice. We have Mini More for Lee Sin, which cannot be denied. Okay. We have Senna here.
Long road behind, long road ahead.
I think we just went on open attack because we can open and then play Ishtali Sentinel, which will make our Darkness deal damage to the enemy Nexus, and we just win because we amped up so hard in the early game. Lee Sin, that's fine. Like, gotta be on double Concussive Palm to live this, and still dead. We just opened so incredibly well. can make it cheaper too. Okay. Got that double concussive. Yeah, we can just play the Sentinel then.
I will shape death as
This will force a second deny. Or an Opify. And the cool thing is, right, this is a copy. It's a second spell, which means the first one's still going to kill the Lee Sin. Okay, second deny saves life, but we got rid of Lee Sin. No, the barrier!
the darkness your own.
Oh, what a smurf play. Alright. Fair enough. Yo, here comes the crazy combo.
I fight with the dragon's fury.
Uh-oh, it's coming. Everyone watch out. Oh, overwhelm. Holy, he's huge. He's gonna kill me.
Fight firm.
Oh no, Relic of Power as well. Oh no, whatever shall I do?
Prepare yourself.
Oh, he's kicking Senna. Oh no, man, I guess I just lost. Just kidding.
Steady as
GG.
life and death.
Minimorph is such a good card, isn't it? No spell shield on Lee Sin. GG. Nice. Just to kill Senna. You got it. So silly. One card there's like outs every win condition that they possibly have.
On to the next one.
Feels bad, man. It's a Minimorph diff. Alright, so for some closing thoughts about this deck, if you open that well, I guess you can just play aggressively, even though I guess I misplayed the Ishtali Sentinel lethal. Forcing second deny was probably good though, honestly. We had Minimorph in hand, so it was free regardless. Kind of fun, kind of interesting. It's all about this Vagar as well, didn't really get to showcase it, but on round start, if he's on the board, your darkness gain extra damage. And then once he's leveled from dealing a bunch of damage to darkness over the course of the game, you can target the enemy nexus directly with your darkness. So you saw how mine got up to like 5 or 6 damage. Yeah, that's just hitting the nexus directly and also being generated every round start. So it's a control deck that also just has a win condition that's being played towards the whole time. That's why it's pretty easy. It's pretty linear. Yeah, definitely check it out. And that's it for this video. Not only that, but that's it for the region guides. With Bandle City, now I have covered every single region in the game and have showcased 3 decks that are easy to get into, some more than others of course in terms of crafting. Some regions are more expensive than others as well for their important cards, but it's been an absolute blast over the past month covering these regions, covering these decks, and getting them out to you guys. I really do hope that any of them can spark like a fire to climb with, to enjoy playing, maybe even casually, you know? Some of these decks are meant to be for fun, so I hope you enjoyed them, and I will be making more beginner content, different styles, but that's it for the region guides. It's nice to wrap this up here at the end of the year, going into 2022 with even more content for you guys. So with that, please like and subscribe if you thought this video or this series was informative or entertaining. It really helps me out since I'm still trying to grow. I'll be releasing more deck profiles, guides, gameplay highlights in the near future. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Laters!